Hello and welcome to our podcast. It's As You Wish Publishing. This is episode 8. We're going to talk a little bit about mindset around book publishing. So, the first one is you don't have to write a perfect book, you just need to have and share a very clear idea. And whatever that idea is, it can be something that resonates deeply with your heart, and that's perfect. It can also be really pointed and focused around your specific business. It can be motivational or it can be permissive, where you're just sharing an understanding about something you've learned along the way. It can also be fiction, and sharing a really amazing story that you may have told to your kids, or maybe it's something that resonated with you, or perhaps you were just in your imagination one day and these characters and this storyline started to pop out. Whatever it is, just get really clear about what you want your book to be about. And then the more that you focus on that, the easier it's going to be to write your book, because ultimately we all think, I think, well, many of us do anyway, that we got to write the great American novel. You don't. You just write something that's clear, understandable, maybe entertaining, and helps people see themselves in that work. The next one is a book is built in pieces, not in one heroic writing streak. you know and I completely get that urge to just like, I am going to sit down and write this thing. And what happens many times, especially for us creative types, is that we start to think about the writing process before we actually sit down to do it, and then it starts to get overwhelming, and then we stop ourselves before we even start because it just seems like it's too much. Instead, the best practice for that is saying, okay, I have an idea. Awesome. Write down the idea. That's it. Maybe come back later and consider that. You might also say, well, I've got this idea. And then you create an outline. Maybe you just do the first 3 ideas for the book, and then you write more on those 3 ideas. Or maybe you write out 10 chapters just for the chapter titles, and maybe some subtitles for the chapters. You're not writing the whole book. You're not sitting down and doing it right now. And then from there, what I find fun is that I'll go to the different chapters and I'll write on the ones that I really, really like. And what I might find is that I'll only include those chapters in my book because those are the only ones that really feel fun and interesting to me. That way, I'm not focusing on chapters that I really don't care about. And maybe when I was creating my outline, I added in these things, but I don't actually really need them. So having that flexibility can be really, really helpful along the way. Saying, you know what, I don't need to add that. Or if you have chapters of your fiction book and you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't even go there anymore. Or I already said that in this previous chapter. I don't need to add in a whole chapter about it. Be flexible. Get rid of some things. And then as you're creating, you're doing it in your own pace, in your own time, and letting it unfold, instead of going, I have to sit down and write a 300-page book in one day. That's not, it's honestly, weirdly, it is possible, but I don't think it's healthy. And if you have that mindset, you might stop before you start. And we want you to go ahead and just get the book done, right? Finally, well, maybe not finally, but I might do another bonus one. But the next one is publishing isn't about permission anymore. It's about ownership. So for a long time, writers, authors, anyone who had an idea that they wanted to get into book form believed that a publisher had to choose them before their work mattered. So today, the shift is toward ownership. Your ideas, your message, your distribution, your royalties, instead of asking, will someone let me publish? It's like, girl, yes, you let yourself publish. Don't go chasing after things that you don't need to chase after, because you've already got that ability and possibility inside you, whether you DIY it, which we have a complete self-publishing system that we have created so that people can do it on their own. We have that available. I'll put that in the show notes. And we also have done for you publishing at As You Wish Publishing. So if that's something that resonates, you can always look at us up, and you can look down in the show notes as well to, make sure that you have what you need to get going with it, because there's absolutely no reason for you to hold yourself back for a gatekeeper for any reason whatsoever. So, a more profound question to ask yourself is, how do I share this in a way that reaches the people it's meant for? And in order to know that, you got to know who you're writing for. Now, is it basically you from 5 years ago because you're sharing information you didn't know and you're going to cut the learning curve down for other people? Or is it something that you're sharing for entertainment for a certain age group? Or is it something that you're really wanting to just connect the dots on for yourself? Or maybe this is a legacy piece where you're actually going to be sharing this with the next generations in your family. Whatever that is for you, it matters. And so, how do you share it? How do you get it out there? So, take a moment, take in consideration of those things that I just mentioned, and just get your mind set on some of those ideas, and see how it kind of feels to you now with your publishing process. I'll do one more bonus one because I think this is really important for people to understand. You may not be a writer. That's okay. You don't have to be a writer. You don't have to be an author. If you're just wanting to share an idea, your ability to write is good enough. Most people don't resonate with books that are past a 10th grade level. So mainstream, it's between 6th and 10th grade. So you don't have to be a college level professor writer to be accepted. In fact, it's not as accepted. So don't do too much when it comes to that. And then the other part of this is that you are the engine that makes this run. Whether a traditional publisher picks your book up, whether you're doing it through a hybrid publisher that's connected to a traditional publisher, or whether you're doing it with done for you services like As You Wish Publishing, or you're doing it on your own. You are the engine that makes the book go. So it's going to get out into this world because of your determination. And a couple of things you can do there is creating strategic partnerships, helping people know that your book is available by telling folks on social media and letting people know, and also going out to bookstores and booksellers, as long as you are with the Ingram Spark distribution system, so that people can you can do book signings and you can share about it, and then connect with organizations that are connected to the ideas that you're sharing, so that you can get some, bulk book purchases out there and into the hands of people around you. So take a step in the best direction you can right now. Take a moment and make your determinations. What do you want this book to be? Take it bit by bit. And you don't need to ask permission. You can just do it because it's in your heart to do it. And then know that at the end of the day, you are the one who makes this book successful. So let yourself have what you want in this publishing process. All right. I hope you have a great day. Take care.